today's class we'll be working on the hips, loosening them up, making sure they're nice and open. Let's get started in butterfly pose. So feet will be together, knees out at the sides. Always have the option to use blocks during this class. We can always get started putting them underneath our thighs for a little bit of support as we gently wake up the hips. The knees will want to hang out at the sides. The blocks are just there to provide a little bit of support. If you need, you can always make them a little bit taller, just to give them something to rest on while you're still having a gentle stretch. Now let's close down the eyes and take a few deep breaths while we try to get ourselves centered. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really try to become more aware of our breath as it flows in through the nostrils and down into the lungs, and then as it exits the same way it came in. Can you make your inhale a little bit deeper this time, sucking in just a little bit more air? And can you make your exhale just a little bit longer than the one before? A couple more breaths here. Now let's open the eyes, and if you are using any blocks, we'll remove them out to the side. Bring your feet about mat distance apart. We're going to do a few windshield wipers. So swing the knees both in the same direction and then over into the other. You can go at your own pace. Doesn't need to be fast or slow. Just something that's comfortable for your hips. Try to make sure that we're not lifting the sitting bones up off of the ground. Most of this motion should be coming straight out of the hips. Now next time your knees are over to the left, let's go ahead and stop there. And making it a twist, bring your body over to the left as well. Maybe reach behind you if you can. Keeping your chin over your heart. Take a deep inhale, lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head. And on the exhale, can you deepen this twist just a little bit further? This pose is called merman. I always like to think of a mermaid or a man, I guess, kind of perched out on top of a rock. One more deep inhale. Let's spin around back in front. I'm gonna bring my feet just a little bit closer to me, but we're still at a 90-degree angle with our feet. And we're gonna raise up onto our knees, really trying to stretch, but also strengthen the hips at the same time. I'm gonna do 5 of these. Number 3, number 4, and the last one. All right, bringing our feet back to mat distance apart. Let's do a few more of those windshield wipers. And then bring them over to the right. And then let's twist. Bringing the body back as far as it'll go before setting your hands down. Keeping your chin over the chest. Deep inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, can you turn just a little bit further? Last breath here. Coming back to the front. Like I said, I need to bring my feet just a little bit closer. Still at a 90-degree angle before we lift up with our hips. Number 2. Make sure that you're nice and gentle when you go back to sit down. Don't want to just plop onto the ground. Last one. Keeping our body back to the center of the mat, let's straighten that left leg out, toes flexed. We'll find seated tree. Just bring the right leg in as close as it'll go to that left leg. And then turn your heart to face your toes. Bring those toes on back. And then slide forward as far as you can go. Making sure that we are still broad through the chest. We're not rounded at the shoulders. If you feel a little bit locked out in this hamstring stretch, please feel free to micro bend the knee. Now on your next exhale, bring the right hand all the way back behind you. Bring the left hand up, palms up, and then let's come into a modified wild thing, lifting the hips up off of the floor. Really try to push the hips up towards the ceiling. Making sure to still engage that core. We don't want to dump into the low back in this back bend. One more breath here. Let's set it back down. Then let's come forward and swing that left leg all the way around, coming into pigeon. Find a comfortable spot for that right leg in front of you. Does not need to be parallel with the end of the mat. But do make sure that your left leg is in line with your hip. Always have the option to add a block under the sitting bones so that our hips are nice and level. And you can either stay here up on your hands or drop down to the forearms. Whatever is comfortable for you and your body today, maybe just try to come back to the breath while we hold this pose for a few of them. Deep inhales, really expanding through the rib cage, 360 degrees. And then blowing all of that away. Last breath here. Let's remove that block. We're going to push up into plank to switch it out. Bring the left leg forward and bring that leg back on around again. Seated tree. So be sure those toes are flexed back. This left leg is comfortable wherever you've placed it, and turn your chest toward your toes. Leaning forward until you feel like you've hit your maximum here. Still broad through the collarbones. Take a few deep breaths. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hand back. Reaching up towards the sky, lifting the hips all the way up. Engaging the core. And really pushing the ground away. We are strong in through the shoulder. Last breath. And let's set it on down. Lean forward, spin that leg behind you there. Making sure it's in line with the hip. Find a comfortable spot for that left leg. And always use your blocks if you need them. And let's sit here, coming back to the breath, stilling our mind. Breathing in through the nose. And blowing it away. Maybe breathing in some positive energy as we finish the class. And exhaling all the negative. Last breath. Let's remove our block. We'll come back into plank while we switch it out here. Coming into the lizard, bring that right leg up on the outside of the hand. Now sit here for just a beat while we sink into this pose. The hips should really be trying to pull down toward the ground, feeling a stretch through the inner hips. And now on the inhale, bring the hand up. Let's twist. Sort of rotate so that you are feeling like you're looking up towards the ceiling. Shoulders should be coming down the back. And now let's bring the hand to the small of the back. Try to turn yourself just a little bit further open. Let's plant the hands and let's heel toe that front foot into the center. We sit here in a runner's lunge for just a second. Really feeling those hips loosen up now. And let's drop down to the back knee. Strong core as you rise up into a modified crescent. Now here, make sure that that front knee is not over the toes. And it is still tracking through the center of the front foot. It should be pointing toward the front of the mat. Let's bring our hands down into prayer. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, twist over toward that front knee. See if you can create gentle pressure equal between the two joints, the elbow and the knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, can you deepen this twist? One more breath. Now undo your twist. I'm going to grab my blocks, going into half splits here. So maybe bring that front foot a little bit further forward, but flex those toes back. Maybe you need to sit back into this as you feel the hamstrings stretch here. Nice long, tall spine. Last breath. Put the footprint to the ground to get rid of those blocks, and let's switch it out back into plank. And bring the left one forward. Should be on the outside of the left hand. Sit here in lizard for just a few moments. Take a deep breath in and let it go. One more breath. Now on the inhale, bring the arm up. So we twist in our lizard. Now bring your hand to the small of your back. Try to rotate open just a little bit further. Undo your twist and heel toe that foot in. Sitting in our runner's lunge. See if we can drop those hips any further down toward the ground. Check your posture, make sure you got a tall spine. Pushing the floor away, strong in through the shoulders. Drop that back leg down to the knee, untuck the toes, strong core as we rise up into crescent. Check your front knee, make sure it's not over the toes. Pushing toward the front of the mat. And then bring the hands down into prayer. And then exhale, blow it away, coming into your twist. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, let it go, deepen the twist. Last breath. Undo your twist. We come into half splits. Grab those blocks if you've got them. And scoot that foot forward as I flex the toes back. Whew. Bringing the footprint down, let's get rid of those blocks. Coming up into plank, let's switch it out. We're gonna come toward the side of the mat. Make sure that your feet are parallel with the ends of the mat. We're gonna do a little bit of dynamic twisting here. So bringing the left hand up, let's reach the right hand over to the left foot. And switch it out. Left hand to right foot, right arm goes up. So really hold it at the top. Be sure that we're really twisting the rib cage open and up before switching to the other side. So this is not only a good twist, but it's really stretching through the insides of the hips. Last one on each side. Now I'm gonna grab my block and maybe bring your feet a little bit closer together as we sit on down for a yogi squat. Now, you do not need to use a block if you do not want to. It's just there as a tool to help. Bringing the hands into prayer, finding equal pressure between the elbow and the knee. I try to push open those hips. One last great big pose here. Now let's plant the left hand down and sweep the right hand up and away, opening up the hips on the left side while we maintain this twist. Hands back into prayer. And on the exhale, sweep the right hand down, left hand up and back, pushing that right knee away. And come back into prayer. Now let's remove that block we were sitting on. Find a comfortable spot on our sitting bones. We're going to end class the same way we started in butterfly. Bringing those feet together, peel those feet apart like you are opening up and reading a book. Tall spine, energy is through the crown of the head. Do you feel like your hips are a little more open and those knees are a little bit lower? I love ending class in the same pose I started. It's a really good indicator of if I did a great job. Did I get those hips a little looser? Are they a little bit more open? Take a few deep breaths in through the nose as we finish class. Make sure those exhales are just a little bit longer than the inhales. Try to breathe in some really good positive energy into those hips. And really thank your body for all the hard work it just did. The hips can get so tight from just a sedentary lifestyle. Sitting down in an office chair all day, maybe you're in the car for a long time. It's just really important that we take the time to work on loosening up our hips. One more big last breath together. Thank you for joining me today in this hip opener class. May your yoga practice continue to thrive.